So just how is the high-end market doing? Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. Discount code MCO40 over on Gamer's Choice is going to save you on your purchase on anything that you are going to want from this set. There are so many things that are still in stock here. You know, maybe you do want the Funny Rhoda, maybe you want a Zeus. You know, all of this stuff is incredibly cheap and actually available. You know, barrels are finally getting the reprints. So if you do want to play, same thing with Lordly Load here. You know, if you're wanting to play any of that stuff going forward, you have an opportunity to do so, and discount code MCO40 will save you on your purchase. Same thing over here on Kongs. Radiant Typhoon Vision. It does not surprise me to see that it is moving up the ladder here as some of the most expensive stuff that this set has to offer or best selling, because, you know, it's just good cards overall. So yeah, check out everything that's been moving along in the market with this set. And like I said, discount code MCO40 save you on your purchase. All right, so we're moving on in to the 25th anniversary Kaiba briefcase. Now this set, last we checked, we saw like $2,000. All right, well, you know, $800 for the Japanese version, $1,300 for the plaque with the briefcase, or just the plaque from the briefcase, $1,400 for just the deck. But then you hit the 3 English version, you know, all that, sure. But you hit this $4,200 mark, and you're probably like, huh? I agree with you, honestly. It's kind of a hard pill to swallow. But your highest sale was $2,200. Nothing beyond $2,200 has actually moved. So whatever wall you're seeing being hit right now is not moving beyond that, which is kind of already crazy enough. Now this set it's such a spectacle to look at, because like the Blue Eyes 350, sure, you know, $300. The attack guidance armor 180 on up to 450. You have an AG or a 9 here for 450. That's crazy. This is an AGA. That's a PSA. Interesting. The magical trick mirror $80. You know, Life Shaver 77. Like, to be honest with you, this whole deck is just crazy expensive, and it just gets rarer as time goes on. See, like the Battle Ox here, there's just one PSA 10 on the market for 150. You know, there's a Crush card here, KC1, you know, for 150. You know, Hitatsumi Giant, $40. You know, I do love this $328 version. You know, they're really planning for this to eventually, you know, shatter out and actually, you know, do some things. So this whole set is just a crazy abnormality. Now, DDS Dark Magician, and we looked at the Blue Eyes the other day, but the Dark Magician's been kind of following the same pattern here. You know, these one cheap damage one, you eventually hit the heavy play, and then you hit the light play here. PSA 9.5 or 5, okay, yeah, for 700, and then, you know, you hit the 1200 on the near mint. You know, these are actually disappearing off of the market. I see a lot of heavy plays and damage have already kind of just disappeared. Somebody came through here, saw like 150 for, you know, heavy play, and started picking them up. So like the DDS market is actually restarting itself, at least in these two. 10,000 Dragon, you know, I'm quite surprised. You guys remember this card was one of the biggest little collector's cards that was moving around in the market. Everybody was, you know, this was the hip cool thing a while back. People were chasing this. And look at where this card is now. Light play is $575. You have two 575s. You have Faded. Wow. I don't know why you'd let that sun fade, but okay. Another $600 copy in Spanish. But I see we have probably German. But this is the former collector's item, people. You know, I'm not going to say that we're going to see, you know, overframes turn into this, but this is very much, you know, what happens over time with collectibles. We've also got Exodia, the Forbidden One, the ESR. You know, this set is very interesting just to track. We're down at 570 from, you know, a crazy high, which, I mean, this card has maintained a lot of its value. Your last sale was on 321 for 585, and then you had a 663. So I mean, like, they move, but they're not great. I mean, the entirety of this pack, I mean, both Exodius sit on the top of the throne here. Boxes are $40. It's kind of the next. Oh wow, the Garunix is $12. 14, 7, 6. A lot of the set has just gone down the crapper, and that's to be expected with this. Next up, we have the World Championship qualifier Blue Eyes. This one is just eradicated. Only one was on the market for $600, and they just disappeared. Keep in mind, this is the World Championship version, and not the YCS stamped version. There are some differences among those. Now, we've also got Dragon Master Magia. I mean, $471? Keep in mind, we have a rarer version of this coming, which is already crazy to think about. The Konami's, you know, going to market an extended art to you, but these are $472 now. You know, coming down from the former crazy price point that this card had, at its like all-time peak of like $1,000, which is crazy. We've also got the Harpy's Feather Dust from Tournament Pack 1, $534 or $540. You can get a German TP8 for $375. Get another German here for $400. But honestly, I mean, any version of these, man, that's so nice. But yeah, the Germans, I've not seen an Italian version of that. That's $600. Ugh, no thanks. Expensive card. We've also got the Ojama token. This was the Toys R Us Throwdown promo. This is actually, I think, the rarest of the Ojama tokens to actually get your hands on from this set, just because like they didn't exist. But I'm glad to see we have $500 listings now. The fact that none of these have actually sold, but you know, listings populating is a good thing. It shows that, you know, we're not like crazy immune to like seeing these actually coming down. Like I think that this is pretty much a big W for the collector's market. The stainless steel Egyptian gods. So these are such an interesting product to me because Japan made way more of these. There are way more of these on their side of the game than there are over here. But when you look at these, you have a PSA here for $250, which, I mean, I don't really know what you were expecting off of that. But in terms of data, none of these have sold. If you look on eBay for these, you are going to find them a lot cheaper. I don't know how cheap they are, but I remember selling my extra set for pretty much the cost of both. So, you know, there's definitely something with this. The effect dealer from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship series. These are actually not terrible. $340, $360, $370. I think I saw a PSA 8 sell on eBay a while back for like a fraction of this, which is hilarious. We do have the Sky Striker. We actually have listings. Somebody found a mod play. Don't know how you found a mod play of this for $348, but good job. Another one sold for $350. What's wrong with this one? Oh, thank you for wanting to see pictures. Okay, well, sure. Thanks, TCG player. I appreciate you too. All right, we've also got the pot collection. You know, an unopened pot collection now is running you about $260. You can also buy it with just the figures with no promos for, you know, $100. And they have 4 of them. Interesting. You know, these specialty products, I do wish they would do more of these, because I find them very interesting just from the market perspective of having them available. But it's just, I don't know. They haven't done a lot of them. And then DD Assailant from DRO4. Bet your butts I still think DRO4 is going to get a reprint this year. There are no listings for DD Assailant right now. DRO4s of these, 124, 120, and a mod play sold for 190, and a near mint sold for 260. These are like unobtainium, which is crazy to think about. Because, like, these have no reason being at the price point they are right now. But, you know, that's just the weird, awkward situation that the market has found itself in. So, what do you guys think about everything? You know, please take a second to leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Goodbye! Patrons! Thank you!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.